Hello and welcome to Roy's Retro Reviews, the review show where I review older video games because I have free time and want to. This week's review is for Digimon World 2. Sorry about the absence from Retro Reviews. I've been trying to set up stuff, finally got everything set up and got things going again so I can start these up and do them once again every other week. Anyway, so Digimon World 2 came out in 2001 for the PlayStation 1 console. And like usual, I will go into my past with the game as well as some minor systems that I remember growing up that I remember at least dealing with. And then go into my most recent playthrough, and then I'll give it my verdict. So Digimon World 2 came out during the height of my Digimon love affair. Originally, I only really liked Pokemon, made fun of Digimon because I thought it was just a really bad ripoff of Pokemon. I was wrong. It's actually a really good show, and I enjoyed it thoroughly growing up. Still do. But anyway, Digimon World 2 was the first of the Digimon World games we played, and is also kind of our introduction to dungeon crawls. Beforehand, we had really only just played Final Fantasy, probably 7 and 8 at this time, and probably just starting 9. But we definitely have played RPGs, but this was our first kind of dungeon crawler game, which is what Digimon World is. Is you go in, you basically are playing a Digimon tamer person, and you're going around the Digiworld fighting evil Digimon and trying to save the world from them, and so on and so forth. And it was fun. We enjoyed it. I didn't have a PlayStation at the time. We had to go over to my friend's house to play it, or he would let us borrow his PlayStation, and we'd then play it. But we played it a lot because we loved Digimon. We always try to, get our favorite Digimon on our teams, and it was really frustrating because the systems weren't that well explained at the time. But, we tried, and, we had a lot of fun. None of us beat it until, late teens, and we started playing this game when we were, 2000. I would have been 11. Yeah, 11, 12. And we didn't beat it until we were, 16, 17. But anyway, we just had a lot of fun. We didn't really care. It was just, trying to get through it and playing with our fun little Digimon and doing some cool moves, and good times abound. Digimon World 2, it makes sense why we never beat it, because this game is both really terribly designed as well as just has a lot of inherent flaws with some of its systems for a game that's probably targeting, 12, 13-year-olds, to be honest. Probably when we first started playing it, we were about the target audience. But anyway, it didn't really explain a whole lot. So let me get into the gameplay of the game and what I've noticed and learned in this playthrough. So first off, I want to talk about the actual dungeon crawling. So problems with the dungeon crawling system is the cool thing, you have different maps, but they all pretty much look the same. There's not a whole lot of variety in environments, and they're terribly textured as well. The other problem is it's a dungeon crawler, so you want to try to explore everything and find everything. The problem is you only get a certain amount of steps before you're kicked out, you lose money, and you have to start over. I don't know what person decided that was going to be the case, to where you had to only get so many steps. I mean, it's already randomly generated, so that was really stupid, and it made no sense. The other thing is there are destructible items in the dungeons that prevent moving certain times, and most of the time you can't break them until you come back later, which makes no sense, because once you're done with the dungeon, you rarely go back unless you're leveling new Digimon, but you're going to do that a lot. I'll get to that later. The other problem is, in order to destroy it, you have to have certain items in your inventory and the right equipment on your little car thing, and you only have a certain amount of inventory space, so you can only bring a handful of these things anyway, which doesn't make any sense if you're going to put a whole bunch of them in there and then go, oh, you can't touch them because you only have 40 stuffs, and you've filled up on gifts and HP MP recovery items because you need those more. Sorry. And it made no sense. The thing's also filled with mines and energy mines and different other traps, which can get rid of if you have the right tools again. And it was just, I don't know, it's not how I would make dungeon crawling, period. I mean, the traps would have been okay just by themselves, but having an inventory cap of and it's really low too, was really stupid. The other thing that next thing I want to get to is the gifting system. So as you go through the world of Digimon, you're going to find Digimon, obviously, and you want them to join your team. In order to get them to join your team, you have to give them gifts. Depending on the type of Digimon, depends on what kind of gifts they want. There are 3 types. There are virus, data, and vaccine. Each one's like different toys. However, there is a type of toy that all Digimon like, and they're a little rare and more expensive, obviously. You give them enough, they grow a heart over their head, and once it's big enough, they join your team. You're like, yay, Digimon's on my team. The problem with this is, first off, it doesn't tell you what kind of Digimon these are. You kind of have to guess, or just know what they are from the show, or read a guide. So, if you want Centauramon, and you don't know what he is, and you start throwing vaccine toys at him, you just wasted all your vaccine toys. Because he's a data Digimon. But the game doesn't tell you. You just have to kind of know. That's really stupid. Because, once again, during this time, there wasn't a whole lot of Digimon information out there on types and stuff. I mean, I think virus, data, and vaccine were explained in the show, but they didn't tell you what the Digimon were. You just kind of assumed that they were all vaccinated if they were good, or virus if they're bad, which wasn't the case. But anyway, getting them wasn't the issue. It's just giving them the toys and making sure you have the right ones with you. It's just really dumb. The other system is, once again, going back to the data vaccine virus thing, is there's this nice little triangle where data beats vaccine, vaccine beats virus, virus beats data. And depending on what kind of attack you're using against what kind of Digimon, depends on how much damage it will do. Once again, it doesn't tell you what these moves are if they're data, vaccine, or virus. You just kind of have to know. And that's, I think, one of the big problems. This game doesn't tell you anything. And for a game targeted at, tweens, for the most part, and younger, not a great design choice. And even when you're older, it's still not a great design choice. I should be able to tell, okay, this is a virus move, I'm going to use it against a data Digimon. But it doesn't give you any of this information. You kind of, once again, have to just know. Next system we're going to go into is leveling and DNA digivolving and digivolving, all that crap. So, when you first get a Digimon, you start off with a rookie at the very beginning. These rookies can go up to about level 12, 13, which means they can digivolve once. Digivolving happens at levels 11, 21, 31, and 41, as I recall. And that's how you get from rookie to champion to ultra to mega. The problem is once you hit that cap of 13, your Digimon won't level anymore. He's effectively done. So in order to get him to go up, you have to do what's called DNA digivolving. This is where you take 2 Digimon and you fuse them together to make a new Digimon. First problem I have with the system, it does not tell you what the outcome is going to be. You kind of have to just either roll the dice and hope, or make a chart or look up a guide. Because the game won't tell you what it will make. It'll just make some random Digimon. So if, you got, say you have a Greymon and you want to get another, Agumon, that way you can continue with your Greymon to, Metal Greymon or whatever. You just have to know what DNA would digivolve with a Greymon to get another Greymon. Otherwise, you could end up with, a Patamon or Birdmon or something like that. It's really terrible. The other problem is once again, by doing this, it also increases their level cap. The problem is this has a very complicated system and makes absolutely no sense to anybody. So the system that it uses is, like I said, you fuse 2 Digimon. It takes the first Digimon that you choose, and it adds the level of the second Digimon divided by 5. So say I'm fusing 2 level 13 Digimon. It's 13 plus 13 divided by 5. So it's plus 2, because it doesn't round up. So I've effectively gone from a level 13 to a max of a level 15, because I have to re-level this Digimon all over again. And he'll be level 15, and then have to be read the DNA to go up higher. Whoever came up with this system can go die in a fire. It is the stupidest system on the face of the earth. Either allow, either allow it to, not go back to mid-level. I mean, once you get to, ultras and ultras fusing, they do start off at the minimum of a champion. But it's still, it's just really dumb. Have a very complicated formula like this is also really dumb. It's just not worth it. Every time you do DNA digivolve, though, they also get what's called DVP. Digivolve points basically allow your Digimon to digivolve into different things. So, for example, Agumon will always, or let's actually start with Gabumon, because Gabumon's the one I had. Gabumon, you would think, would evolve into Garurumon. Nope, he digivolved into something else until he had like 6 DP, in which case then, if you have them at Gabumon 6 DP, he will then evolve into Garurumon, I think, or it's 8. I don't know, because I got fed up and worked on him later when I had an easier time getting to him. But anyway, so you have to do that. So, plus manage how many levels you're going to have. It's just a really stupid system. It makes no sense, and I don't know who came up with it. I'm fine with them maybe having multiple Digivolutions to some extent. I mean, that's fine, but don't tie it to DNA Digivolving. Tie it to, I don't know, when you level them. Like, instead of it being 11, 21, 31, 41, say if you do 11, you're going to get this one. If you do 12, this one. 13, this one. That way they're a little more powerful and makes more sense. I don't know. But it was just really bad. And once again, I don't know who came up with these freaking ideas for gameplay. They're really dumb. Like I said, the only real gameplay system I think worked well was no, there really wasn't. It was pretty much all crap. Digimon World 2 is a game that I enjoy. It's one of my sick hobbies that, guilty pleasure games. And I like playing Digimon because I still like Digimon. So with that, I'll give it my verdict, having said that. Unlike the main review series, I don't do a buy rent pass system. I do what's called the Nostalgia Factor thingy, which has 4 ratings depending on my past and present playthroughs. Classic is I love the game back then. I love the game now. It's a game I think everybody should go play, and they're very, very fun. And definitely, I've held up more so than other games. But they're really good. Fond memories are I love the game as a kid. It's fun when I was younger. Playing it now, I'm questioning my likes back then to some extent. But, I still enjoy the game to some extent now. But the game is usually not the greatest. Next up is the opposite of that, which is why didn't I like this? I don't know. I didn't like the game when I was a kid for whatever reasons. Playing it now, I like it. I'm trying to figure out why I didn't like it or what systems or something or other why I didn't like it. But the game is good. I just didn't care for it when I was a kid for some reason. And the last one is Terrible of Terribles. These games are bad. No matter how you looked at them when they came out, they were bad. They're still bad today, and you should avoid these games at all costs. Digimon World 2 gets fond memories because, like I said, I like the game. It's one of my guilty pleasures, and I like Digimon, and it's kind of just enough fan service to keep me playing. But man, everything about this game is terrible, pretty much. So that's it for this retro review. Hopefully I'll have another one next week. This is coming out on Saturday instead of Friday, just because Token and Kiwami didn't get here in time. So that should be reviewed soon. I'm working on that now because it just showed up. Stupid mail system. And Gamefly for sending me late. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure to check out rule3.com for all our postings on news, articles, and stuff like that. Some good stuff there. Like us on Facebook and Twitter. Please, please, please check out our Patreon campaign page on patreon.com. We're trying to raise money to get some stuff going on the site. Every little bit counts. If you can only do $1 a month, I will love you for that. If you could do more, you have even more gratitude for me. But I'm trying to, I want to do some stuff with the site, and I need your help to make it better. So with that pitch done, once again, thank you everybody once again for watching. And until next time, always remember to trust in the rule of 3.